Yo, what's going on? This is like the third time I started this video. It's kind of hard for me to start it the first time or the second time because some person parked next to me, and if you've actually watched my other videos, you know this is like a reoccurring thing where every time I get my sense of space or sense of peace, whether it's recording or not, it's just a lot of things just seem to revolve around me. But yeah, somebody had the whole parking lot to park, but they just seemed to see me and wanted to park next to me with their loud music. And we're still going to talk through this because this is our channel now. This isn't just mine. This is our session. So we're going to go with the flow. We don't get upset at these things. But what I wanted to talk to you guys about today is a topic that I think most are not ready for. And I prepared myself mentally to come on camera and speak this. I was about to go inside the gym, but I tell myself to wait until after, but I literally just couldn't wait because that's how I felt about this subject. And I'm gonna break this down for you guys. So today I wanted to talk about XXXTENTACION and what happened surrounding his death. First, I just want to say that XXXTENTACION is definitely one of my favorite artists. I'll just start off by saying that. And I didn't necessarily witness his entire come up, but I'm really trying with this guy next to me. It's like literally not meant to be, but I'm not letting it kill my vibe. This video is meant to be made. I'm not sure exactly how much sound from his car is gonna leak through, but I hope that it doesn't do. Okay, he just finally stopped. Okay, so what I was saying is XXXTENTACION is actually one of my favorite artists. I didn't necessarily follow his entire come up, but I really do respect his like raw, chaotic nature as an artist. I knew, like, even from like his hair, the way his hair looks, it just kind of like screamed duality, or that he was on something else. That's just the way I interpreted it. I didn't necessarily believe he was just like half blonde, half that. I believe that like something else was going on, that was telling. Let me see. Look at me. Can't keep my pants. But like that song is amazing. And like I know that one. And then of course the album that really put me onto him was 17. I love that album, man. I don't even know what it is about it. From the day it came out, me and a friend, that was around the time when Trippie Redd's, I think, Love Letter to You 2 came out. And I remember that was when I was first listening to Trippie Redd heavy. And then I think the 17 album came out like right around that time. And like, if you listen to like Trippie and X and like they all leaked it. Their sounds kind of like, you listen to one, you kind of listen to like all those rappers at that time. But to keep it on XXX, yeah, I remember 17 came out. And still to this day, I'll listen to 17 right now, like soon as this video is over. Like, Jocelyn Flores, forget Jocelyn Flores, it started the intro. He literally tells you the intro, like, like, please, like, don't get offended. Like, this is just how I basically think. Like, and then like right after that, Jocelyn Flores, and then the album is just one big like lo-fi trip inside of his mind, manifested into lo-fi music, and lo-fi inspired music. Which actually hit at that time because I listened to a lot of the lo-fi music. Like I was on SoundCloud and I would listen to a lot of just those type of beats. I genuinely was. I was really listening to a lot of, he even had songs on there that took samples from lo-fi songs I knew before that album was even a thing. So yeah, 17 definitely resonates with me. And then what other the entire album. Like I listen every time I usually listen to that album, I pretty much play it from start to finish. To me that's like a really good album to just like play because it's kind of short, but like yeah, it just hits like that. So 17, and then you know, I like Moonlight and, you know, Sad, and the album with the three money symbols. You know, my favorite song off that is the one with Matt OX, and what was it, the one with Joey Badass. There's some tracks off that I like too. Oh, I think that's the one with Moonlight and or Sad, I'm not sure. But long story short, I just wanted to start this video kind of like expressing the love I have for him, so this video doesn't necessarily come off as like, oh, what is this guy talking about? He doesn't know. Like I very much like X. Like I'll get up, I'll go into the gym, right? Well, I can't really play it in the gym. I need something like more hard hitting. But I'll play that album today like it's nothing. So I just wanted to get into what this mainly what this video is about, and it was his death. And we're just gonna jump straight into it. So, you know, the internet pretty much kind of ate up the fact that before he passed away, he shouted out that Drake did it, and which wasn't really, I don't want to say smart to say, but like I mean, he just pretty much gave Drake clout that like he didn't really ask for. And well, I think he exposed in by well, first of all, before he passed away, he started to go on this like rampage of like trying to spread light, I guess, to balance out like the darkness that consumed him, which is what this is all about. You know, he was pretty much very open about studying dark magic and going into like the occult and searching for answers that manifested, you know, his dream life, him being famous. And this video is also kind of related to my other videos. I realized that the more I record, that I'm kind of like saying the same things that I say in the other videos that I recorded, and it's kind of like I'm just bringing new light to different topics, but of the same subject. So if you guys like are interested in what I have to say here, check out like my other videos, if you want, of course. But you know, he didn't shy away from dark magic or going within the darkness and channeling whatever energies he felt he needed to reach obtain this level or this lifestyle that he wanted. And I think before he died, he tried to like reverse it, and by like giving out all of this like positive energy and speaking all this profound messages. And I think it was way too late then. I don't believe you can rush and just tip the scale. I believe he was somewhat aware that the scale was too far tipped to one side of the energy balance. And, you know, maybe like he kind of helped that scale balance by doing charity work, which is releasing positive messages to the universe. But unfortunately he's participated so much on the dark side of the force that he couldn't save himself in time. There was nothing he could say to pretty much like reverse it. You know, he would have to go in a complete like spiritual 180 and transform his life in a way that like is bigger than just recording some videos or sending out messages. And on top of that, he wasn't really doing it authentically. It was mixed, because, you know, he was blaming Drake and all this other stuff. And, you know, that's what I'm saying right there. Like that in itself is like you're blaming saying like, oh, if I die like Drake, that just shows you right there. See, I'm not making this stuff up. He's telling you that he wasn't as aware as you believed he was. I mean, even blaming Drake for him before he died is like, that's what led to his death. You can see the fear in his eyes in his last videos. You can see how scared he was. You can see how spiritually imbalanced he was, or impaired, because he didn't really understand what he was really doing. And you know, this stuff is real, man. Playing with the darkness, the magic, and if you're not all the way grounded in your ways, then these things can lead to things like his death. And which is why I believe that he took himself out, not Drake, not, you know, nobody and that's what I'm saying. He's about Drake stole his song, and you know, that right there, that's spiritual weakness. You know, Drake is a whole different story too, and I did touch surface level on why I believe like he fell off, even though he still here. But you know, Drake, that's another deep dive for how his spiritual ways, or how, you know, how he balances his awareness and his ego. But for XXX to even that's dark magic right there, by how he said Drake stole my song, and you know, everybody go get him, and you know, that's not, that wasn't right, man. You know, nobody stole anything from him. I think Drake saw a hole in his armor, and he, you know, he took that song knowing that he would react like that, and guess what he did? He exposed them. And you know, people that might not be as aware might be on XXX side and be like, yeah, Drake did it, Drake. But people like me are seeing that, like, you know what? See, that was Drake on his demon time stuff. But you know, you know, XXX, that was a power play to see like what you gonna do about it. And he caved, he folded. And I just believe overall he wasn't really as aware as he led himself to be. I believe that he was very, on a certain scale, he was aware, but what I believe what he was doing too much was searching for answers on the outside instead of within. And that search for that dark magic, thinking that it was going to solve whatever he was looking for and put him ahead of the curve, I think that's ultimately what led to his downfall. And that's pretty much how I feel about him in a nutshell, is that his search for something on the outside is what led to his death. And I just don't think he had any clue of any of the things he was practicing. I just think he found, I'm not saying that what he was practicing didn't work. It obviously worked out in his favor. I just don't believe he was grounded in himself enough to hold that balance. You know, you can't stay like that forever. And when you look at him, you can tell that he kind of has like a dark cloud over him. Even through all of his videos, you can see it. Like, it's like he's consumed by something. And like I said, while I do say 17 is my favorite project, and now I can listen to it, you know, me personally, like, it doesn't, you know, maybe that's a topic for a different video or something. But, you know, I feel like I can let that type of music, like, flow through me without, like, me becoming like him. Because I mean, I'm making the video saying I understand what he was doing more than what he thinks he was doing. And, you know, that's the point of this channel, is to bring awareness to what certain people think they're doing. And it's not to say that I'm perfect or anything. Again, it's just I'm using I believe my gift of awareness to shed light on certain things. And I'm always susceptible to falling into darkness or falling out of myself like anybody else. You know, that's pretty much what this channel is a mirror of expressing that everyday struggle between the battle within. So by no means, like, do I know it all, and I'm going to make a video on why X killed, and I'm going to sit back and I'm gonna tell you guys why. No, I'm telling you what I see, and really, I'm telling you what he is showing on display. I'm just bringing awareness to it. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Like, I'm not telling you anything. He is the one that he told. The story is right there. He leaves a lot of all of it is. He left the trail. I just saw the trail, put my camera up, and I'm telling you guys. So yes, I do believe that he took himself out, and he before he died, he was full of guilt, blame, shame, and fear. And I think it bubbled up so much that, and he couldn't really find himself again after delving so dark, delving into that dark energy without being grounded, that like it was inevitable that he would take out. You know, it's not about those guys that killed him. Forget those guys. That's just what we saw to like confirm that he's gone. But he was gone pretty much before those. He was already gone on a spiritual level. He was gone. You know, those guys, the motorcycle, man, you could go find out who the killer was. You could say it was Drake and all this stuff, but no, that's just the physical, like what we saw to confirm to our eyes that like, okay, he's gone. But you know, you can even see in the video too, he knew. When the way that they showed at the camera, and you can tell by the vibe of the motorcycle store. And you know, he was still doing it. Like in the store, he was walking around with a Louis bag full of money with no security. I mean, like, who do you think you are, dog? Like, you know, there's probably a reason he didn't have security in the first place, is because he, you know, you don't really earn security like that when you're so rooted in your ego. I mean, granted, like, you don't really need to walk with security if you're spiritually strong. But I do think, like, in certain cases, I guess depending on what doors you walk through and how aligned you are, you might earn yourself like a team of protection. And I just don't think like I don't think he was spiritually strong walking alone like that. It was more of like rooted from the ego. Like, I could be alone, you know. Like, I don't understand why like people like purposely force themselves to be alone in the world, rooted in their ego, walking around with Louis Vuitton bags full of money. I mean, come on, dog. Like, what are we doing here? Like, why are you alone? It's like he wanted to. It's not even that he wanted to go. It was more of like he just didn't care. I think he was completely lost. I don't think you should just go in places, especially if you're like, I would say, like, you know, not being fully aware of who you are. Going into places with expensive designer bags, and you just think because you're you that no one's gonna do anything. In a way, that is true, but like if you're not even like aware of what you're even doing, then like, yeah, you're pretty much like, you're gonna trip yourself out. It's like you could, but it's not even about the bag. You can tell from the camera footage when those guys walked past him. First of all, they didn't even look like they matched the vibe of like any of the surroundings. Like, they didn't look like they were coming in there to buy a motorcycle. I mean, yes, they had tank tops on, and you could just literally see how dark it was, how he was standing there, and then they like walked past, and then when he looked like that over his shoulder, I felt that through the fucking camera. It was like a silent, like, something might happen. And like, you know, you never exactly know that you're gonna just die. I don't think anyone, even if like, no matter how tripped out you are, you don't see the actual moment. But I think if anybody goes back and watches the footage, the way that those guys walked through the camera, and he was standing there and he like looked over his shoulder, just the way he looked over his shoulder like that and peeped them, man, like that's just bone chilling. I'm getting chills literally saying it myself, because I'm like recalling the feeling of the video without even watching it. But yeah, and then I remember, because that day that he passed, I remember seeing it. It was so surreal. At that time, I couldn't really interpret anything, but man, I just remember seeing the video the day he passed. It was like right soon as he passed. I saw it on like Twitter, which is X, which we might have to do a video on that too. But that's a whole nother topic. But yeah, seeing him laid out like that in the car, you know, pretty much confirmation that he's gone. And then his friend ran up. Like, who cares who did it, who ran away, who set it up? I believe he set himself up. And you can come on this video and be like, what are you talking about, bro? You don't know anything. And it's like, look, I'm just trying to help, or I'm trying to spread like awareness to people to learn from what he's done. It's not necessarily to be like, yeah, rage bait, he killed himself, deal with it, this, that. No, I'm literally breaking down to you guys not what I know. I break it to you guys what he thinks he knew and what he's shown us on the camera that nobody probably talks about. So again, that's what I'm saying. He told us what happened. I am just retelling the story that I believe I see with my own eyes. And I guess, you know, it's not about me saying I'm right or wrong. I made this video to express how I felt about it. And, you know, that's why the comment section is open. I accept all the hate and love that comes with me sharing this, because I know he's such a profound artist and a lot of people are deeply connected to him and they don't understand what happened, and they might try to just keep justifying it forever. But one day you're going to realize, like, it's not just about like, oh, he's a cool artist and they killed him. I really just hope like this message reaches somebody, and you know, I hope somebody debates me on this. Somebody give me something. What do I not know? What should I have said? What am I missing? That's pretty much it. But this video was made out of love, not hate. I can say that for sure. I can look in the camera with my own eyes and say, like, I love X. I do think he was trying to change the world either way. He had a lot of videos where he shared a lot of powerful messages about frequency and all these things, but you know, in doing that, it was rooted in darkness. You know, he was performing dark magic while you know trying to expose the industry. And you know a lot of people use the industry for their own gain, and you know that right there is dark magic. But being with that said, there's still a lot to learn from him. And even me, like, I sometimes type his name in YouTube and go to some of the things he said about frequency every so often. You know, every so often, those artists that pass, you kind of like get like epiphanies, and you kind of like can go back to those videos where they shouted out something deep, and it's not like he's lying. You know, he's saying very profound things that can make you aware. But I think where people can get lost is that he says things that were real, and they can tend to like start following his ways of doing. And I just don't believe you have to completely like follow somebody's ways because they speak true. Even me, like, you know, this channel isn't necessarily the truth. It's just, you know, if somebody can take what they learn from my perspective and it helps benefits them, then so be it. You know, I'm not here to play God or play like, you know, I speak the truth. And you know, that's the funny thing, is that's kind of what he was doing. You know, he was doing that. It all got to his head. But there's probably more I can say, more layers I can go, but I think I pretty much covered like the main feelings I wanted to get off. Again, I love XXXTENTACION. I love everybody. You know, we're all mirrors to each other's souls, and I learned a lot from him. I'm still going to listen to some of his songs in that 17 album that I really like. Being with that said, again, I hope somebody learned something from this. And if you have any like questions, or you want to comment, you want to have a debate, you want to talk, let's do it, man. I'm the most open-minded person. Let's talk. Let's fight. Let's argue. Let's debate. Whatever your word for it is, I'm open for discussion. And anybody that likes this video, please share your likeness energy with me. And being with that said, you know, there's more topics. You know, I'm not going nowhere. I believe that there's more subjects I believe that I can touch on, that I can bring light to. And being with that said, I'm going to go get my workout started and continue with my day. I'll see you guys on the next video. I'm out.